This is 6-time IFBB Bikini Pro Champion Brina Martinez, and I take ZMA5 to make sure that I get the zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6 needed to keep my immune system healthy and snack strong.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV, here with Mr. Michael Coffie. Like to drink, but not spelled the same.
Sir.
I know you heard that joke 1.5 million times being in the core, bro.
I use it myself. You know what I'm saying? I use it myself.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. So how you doing, bro? What's going on?
I'm doing good. You know, camp can't come to a close.
Right.
I'm doing good and I'm ready to go.
Got a fight coming up on the 30th, right? On Showtime, huh? Darmani Rock, fellow undefeated heavyweight prospect, right? Man, just like they say in boxing, somebody's O has got to go.
Mm-hmm.
How far in front of Darmani Rock do you feel like you are as a professional prize fighter?
My personal opinion, I think I'm, you know, largely ahead of him, but I know on paper, people might feel otherwise. I mean, that doesn't really bother me. I'm not all that concerned with it. I just know that it exists. But yeah, personal opinion, I think I'm far in front of him, especially and considering I have less fights than he does.
Right. And with that, this is Rock being the opponent. Rock is a monster, man. Dude, like what, 6'5", 6'6", like tipping the scales at one point, like 275, somewhere around that area, right? Just an absolute, it's like fighting an offensive tackle, man.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't say that. I mean, yeah. I guess you can say he's big to people who aren't as big as he is, but you know what I'm saying? Like me and him, we match up. You know, he's 6'5", I'm 6'5". You know, I think his last fight he came in like 278. The fight before my last fight, I was 279.
Right.
In my last fight, I was 267. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this is my weight. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'm at active, you know? Like I could easily go higher, you know what I'm saying? Because I could walk around up there, but I don't do that.
Right, no doubt. And with that, man, I know that you've had your boxing career started off, man. And let me just say, thank you for your service. I'm an Army veteran myself, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah, man, I give it to you, man. You know, I would be ribbing you because you're a Marine, but we're gonna lead. We're gonna lead it. You know, we're gonna lead a few to the side, and I'm not gonna break my son's crayons out and try to feed you one through the. Man, but bro, you are doing something, man, that a lot of people in the military in all the branches. There's so many talented people in the military that just for one reason or another, man, this is what I'm up to. I'm in the military, right? You got football players, basketball players, man. You got just athletes up the wazoo, man. What does it mean for you to be one of those that got out and is pursuing something in athletics, man, and you know, shining?
I mean, it means a lot to me, and you know, I feel like I found something that I love to do, and you know, I'm good at doing it, and you know, I can make a living from doing it. You know, like honestly, you know, before I was in the Marine Corps, if somebody would have came up to me and said like, oh, like what's your plans or whatever, I probably wouldn't have been able to give them a really good answer. Definitely not a detailed one. So you know, but then you know, going in the military, having the, you know, the life experience that I had, meeting all the different types of people like I have,
Yep.
it, started to change my perspective on just how, I go about my day to day. It started to actually, I started to actively pursue learning different things. And then like, it got to a point where, all right, then I got out of the military. I went to college. That wasn't even on my radar after high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But, boom, I went to college, again, from the great relationship that I built when I was in the military, I came out of the military, continued those relationships. And I mean, that's how I even got into boxing to begin with, is from a former corporal of mine.
And man, and let's go to that story, man. Is it first off, right? I mean, having been in the military, right? We know a lot. There's a lot of folklore, man, and a lot of stories among Joes, right? Once upon a time at old dark 30, right?
Yo,
man, listen, bro. But let me.
You be ready. You be gun ho off of those
man,
stories,
but man, let me just ask you, because I've heard from multiple sources, right, that you was a legend with the knuckles while in the Corps, man. Like I'm talking about like 3 cats trying to square up with you at one time and end up all savagely being defeated, man. Like this is something that a lot of people that don't know your backstory, your corporal, the one that you was actually talking about, signed you up for the Golden Gloves without you even knowing. Is that true?
Yeah. And it's funny because even then, like you said, different stories about me, getting into altercations and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what brought it back up. That's what brought it back up, because he had always been saying like, "Oh, you should box," but I would always just, let it fall to the wayside. But then we went out and we got into an altercation. It was like it was a handful of dudes, you know what I'm saying? And again, handle our business or whatever. And he was like, listen, he's like, yo, you're boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like we matter of fact, we was in DC. We went to Arlington Cemetery. This was Veterans Day. And he was just talking about it the whole weekend. When we got back, he signed me up for the Golden Gloves. He was like, yo, and I already paid, so you got to do it. I'm like, all right, man,
And not only look, and then the part that blows me away about you is that 2 weeks of training. 2 weeks of training, right? You drove around, you trained at Gleason's gym for a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trained at Gleason's gym. You found something closer to home, right? You found something closer to home. You had about 2 weeks left before the Golden Gloves. You go into the Golden Gloves, first bout, you score a first round KO, right? And it seemed like that just kind of galvanized you mentally, right? I'm sure that coming in and getting your first taste of blood and getting a KO the way you did made you hungry, man. But in that, you actually ended up defeating the number 1 ranked fighter in the United States, man, after 2 weeks of training. Forget about it, man. Are you kidding me, man?
Like, all I can say is, like, I tell you, like, after that first fight, that took me from, like, you know what I'm saying, like, watching boxing to, like, studying it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, yeah, I like this. I was like, I like this. So I started, like, studying, like, fights and looking at, like, different things outside of just the knockouts and the power and stuff like that, because, I always felt like, all right, if the power failed me, what would I have to fall back on? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yes.
And luckily for me, I've been fortunate enough to be around a lot of trainers who share in that same, that same vision or whatever. They feel like, yo, listen, you're strong. Your power is going to be there. You need to learn how to do this stuff, And then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm a blank canvas. I never boxed before, so I'm ready to soak it all in. And that was one of the benefits of going to these different camps too.
Boom. I mean, a big thought that leads me into what I was going to ask you. I mean, I know that you ended up actually being a sparring partner for Deontay Wilder, right? And it's not just that you were a sparring partner for Deontay Wilder. For me personally, right? But me personally, the thing that gets me about you, right, is you being a Marine, you were proactive in the point of you showed up to the press conference, right? To Wilder Ortiz, right? The first one, right?
Yeah.
And end up, man, my man had tape, y'all. My man showed up with Coach JD's and he had tape and he showed the tape of his sparring to the coach, right? And the coach looked at the tape, is that right? And he said, well, yeah, that's straight. And we like what you got going on, man. But you know, as everybody in the world know, Ortiz is a lefty. And my guy said, wait, there's more, right? But wait, there's more. And popped out and said, man, I got a lefty reel too. Listen, man, look, as a guy that was in the military, that got out and started to box, right? Let me tell you, number one, brother, I'm so happy and proud of you, dog, because you live in a dream that truly was something that I really wanted to do, right? And I'm so excited for you to see, man, that, again, man, you doing something that is carrying something that was in my heart, right? That I woke up every morning and I ran with, but the vicissitudes of life, I was one of those that got gunned down by life, man, right? And you out and persevering and making it, man, that's such a huge thing. Making it to Wilder's camp, and then it's a smart way that you're doing it. You saying, well, you know what? I don't have the amateur background, but I could fight. So I'm coming to camp with everybody, right?
Yeah, anybody's camp I could get in, I'm in there. Like anybody talking about, oh, yo, they might need some sparring. I'm like, all right, cool. Or if I see any type of press release for a fight, I will be like, all right, they probably gonna need some sparring. So, you know, I'm gonna try to, like, you know, insert myself into that situation. Like that's why I was in there with Adam Kaunaki.
Yes, the Polish man. My Polish man, Staten Island, right?
No, he's based out of Long Island, but he's from
Long Island. That's right. Yeah, from Long Island.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to AK. What's up, AK? You work with him like 5 times.
Yeah, I've been in his camp like 5. Me and him got a lot of rounds. You know what I'm saying? And
man, I'm sure that's big work.
Baby, huh?
Big Jarrell Miller. What's up, Jarrell?
Yeah. Who else? Like even Adamak.
Thomas Adamek. No doubt.
Even with
Marco Huck. Yeah.
Marco Huck, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure I'm missing guys, but like I like, you know, I get the rounds in. I try to get the rounds in to make up for, you know, whatever I'm lacking from, you know, not having that amateur pedigree. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, I mean, the number one guy. He had the amateur pedigree.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't.
Get him out of there.
Man, was able to get dude out of there, man. Like, I mean, we're starting to see a breed of fighter. You guys are blazing trails. A lot of you guys that are coming in and starting the sport late, right? For one reason or another, but are excelling. Lomachenko chose to stay in the amateur ranks for an eon and a half before he came out into the pro ranks. You got the young dude at 122 who's the WBA, the regular champion. I can't remember his name. Is
did he just fight?
No, he didn't just fight. But bottom line, what I'm saying is that you guys are starting late, but taking tough fights, right? Mm-hmm. Letting the record get in the way and just saying, look, I don't really have a whole bunch of time to waste. So let's forget the fluff.
Yeah.
No fluff.
No time to pussyfoot, you know what I'm saying? Like
no
time to really pussyfoot.
So back to the 30th, right? Mm-hmm. You got another guy that, hey, let's be frank. This is his dream.
Mm-hmm.
This is Darmani Rock's dream too. This is something that I'm sure that he's went to sleep thinking about night after night. You're probably who he thinks about when he's running. What are you willing to do to turn him back and to defeat his purpose on the 30th?
Whatever I got to do, whatever I got to do, I'm willing to do. I'm talking about to the point where if we got in the ring and then they changed it to a 12 rounder, I'd be like, all right, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do the 12 rounder too. I'm ready for the rounds for sure, and I'm ready for tough rounds. I want to be able to show what I've been working on. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I wasn't able really to show that the last fight.
Your opponent suffered looked like a right bicep. Shoulder injury.
It was his bicep. It was his bicep.
Oh, it was his bicep. It was his bicep. Yeah, man. But you know what? He threw the right hand, right? Man, and the injury, I guess it must have popped. Blow, the arm must have popped. But left hook.
People don't notice though. What people don't notice is the way that he threw the right hand is why the injury happened. And that's not something that was like in my control. That's supposed to be something that's, in
you got to keep No, part of boxing is that you got to keep your body together in battle. That's part of the thing. You got to keep your body together in battle.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't throw the punches correctly, injuries could happen. And that's just, that was unfortunate. That's what happened. But at least like with Darmani Rock, he's a younger guy. He's 24. He should be. His joints and everything should be fresh. So we're gonna test them for sure.
You're going to test them joints.
Yeah, we're going to test all them joints, all them ligaments, everything. We testing everything.
No doubt, man. And in that, this is a youngster that packs a little bit of a wallop. Darmani Rock can thump a little bit. He's got power. Tell me how your sparring that you had with the likes of, when we start talking about power in the heavyweight division, it don't get no better than the right hand bandit himself, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. What did you learn from those sessions that has prepared you for any type of power that you would face?
Remaining calm under pressure, like the thing with sparring with Wilder, because everybody knows about the right hand,
Yes.
Whether you believe it's as hard as everybody says it is or not, at the end of the day, all evidence says that the right hand is heavy. So when you go in there with him, there's already a certain type of pressure that you're dealing with, and
Absolutely.
You just learn how to deal with that pressure, remain calm, you know what I'm saying? And just remain, defensively sound. And I feel like if I can do that with, the likes of these guys, like, a Wilder, even a guy like Adam Kaunaki, because he might not be known for the Wilder power, but his volume, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. And he don't seem like, and AK don't seem like he got an off switch. I don't know if you can go in and sparring with him and be like, bro, let's just work. Let's just work. Let's just work. He don't look like he got no let's just work. His work is ding, ding. Which one of these motherfuckers is the referee? Because I'm going to kill the other one.
And that's exactly how he spars, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, only the first camp I was in with him, probably, matter of fact, the first day I asked the stupid question. I was like, so what level we doing this at? And he's just like, he just waited like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Just fight. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? And then it's easy to tell what level we going once the bell rings. It's 100.
Man, that first shot, right?
Yeah, 100.
Talk to me. So nowadays, right? You are living the life of a professional fighter, right?
Yes, sir.
Every day, all day. Tell me what it is actually like living the life of a professional prize fighter, meaning wake up in the morning, eating the right thing, getting a training session in. Like, walk me briefly through your typical day.
All right, so like I always check my weight in the morning, because like even though I know I'm not in a weight, I don't have to make weight.
Hey, that morning weight is that happy weight, bro. That's when you happy.
Empty. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way you go off. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but I always check it. I check it in the morning. I also check it at night. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to see how much did I put on between, morning and night.
Yes.
And so as far as like, dieting and stuff like that, I don't diet. You know what I'm saying? What I do is I just try to eat clean. You know what I'm saying? I try to eat as clean as humanly possible.
Absolutely.
And, if I like, let's say any type of like, craving or meal, something like that, what I just do, I pick a day, one day, and you get one, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a cheat meal, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah,
just to refuel, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
for the next week. That way you don't fall into that binge, because in the heavyweight division, I feel like it's easy to fall into that binge and just, pack on an extra 20.
No accountability at the scale. Right?
You feel me?
No accountability at the scale. There ain't no limit at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It ain't amateur 201 or 200. You know what I'm saying? Where you got to make sure you was there, man. And the biggest thing for you right now that I'm wanting to know is, provided that everything goes well on the 30th, right? And you survive this altercation with Darmani Rock, which is no guarantee.
Nothing ever is.
Never, ever. But when would you say thereafter, hey, you know what? I'm Cinderella. I'm ready to go to the ball. I'm ready for the big dogs. I'm ready for that next crop, that Usyk, these other guys that are trying to break through in the heavyweight division, the Joe Joyces, the Dubois, guys that are just coming off of losses and big fights on their own that are trying to get to the top. How close do you think you are to them?
All right, so how I feel, like, as far as how close, I don't feel like I'm that far off at all. But what I will say, just being more realistic, is that I know I could like, name names right now, and all that will happen is there will always be reasons why, you know what I'm saying, I don't deserve the fight, blah, blah, blah.
Measure up.
I feel like I lace up the gloves, I automatically deserve the fight. I lace up the gloves. That's all I need to do in order to be able to deserve, a fight.
Absolutely.
So, the answer I would give is, fighting somebody like Darmani Rock, I get past, if I get past Darmani Rock, I'm not looking to take the next fight to be someone who's like, under him. If anything, I want to go up. So however many fights I have to take to get to those contenders and those champions, I'm willing to take them. But I would, preferably like every fight to be a step up each time. You know what I'm saying? Because that way, when I do get to the upper echelon, I'm more than ready and there's no excuse.
Spoken like a true Marine, built brick by brick.
You already know.
That's what he's saying, built brick by brick. Exactly. He went the hard way. He wanted the hard way, right?
That's the only way.
So, you know what, man? I know they gotten out recently, right? But you still have guys that are in that you correspond with?
In the core?
Yes.
Nah, everybody who I'm still like, closely in touch with, they all got out. A lot of the guys that I was real tight with, they were actually in like a year, 2 years before me. And then they got out, and then we remained in touch while I was still in.
Yeah, they kept in touch with you.
Yeah. And then I got out, and then we still kept in touch. And then, there's guys that that I got in before they did. They got out shortly, like a year or 2 years, maybe even 3 after I did. So, pretty much everybody who I was really like, close with and everything, they're out. But I still chat with a lot of them,
Right. Yeah, man, those are lifelong bonds and special relationships, man. Only 7% of the population has bothered to serve, man. So for the 7%ers out there, right?
Hoorah, you
Salute
already know.
to Hoorah, man. Salute to everybody that decided to make the decision to put the boots and the uni on. Our nation is definitely indebted to those that answered the call. And with that, man, give me your all-time greatest memory of boxing growing up as a kid. Did you watch boxing growing up?
Yeah.
Who'd you like?
Okay, so hey, I liked Riddick Bowe.
Okay,
and I liked Lennox Lewis. Those are like my main two, and in the heavyweight division. If we talking about
the greatest, Lennox Lewis, the greatest of all time, man. I'm sorry, bro. Like as I've gotten to be an adult, man. Wait, I know, bro. Look,
I'm gonna throw a name out there.
Okay, go.
Lennox Lewis, he's a beast to me.
Without question.
But I'm go through the generations. If I had to pick one from, I get a choice of multiple generations, I would probably pick Archie Moore.
At heavyweight?
Yeah.
Now I understand light heavyweight Archie Moore, but heavyweight Archie Moore.
He dropped Marciano. You saw that fight, right? Did you see what he was doing in there though? I mean, he lost the fight.
Mm-hmm. He lost the fight. I mean, ultimately, he did lose the fight.
What you mean?
He lost, but he lost to Marciano. He lost.
Huh?
He lost.
He lost the fight. But did you see what he did in there? And I mean, how old was he when he lost that fight?
Oh, he was 176 years old.
Yeah, he was well past it. He was well past it.
Yeah, no question.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say how old he was. What I will say, he was well past it, though. You know what I'm saying? He was well past
absolutely.
It. And still managed to drop another beast. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? When I look at like when you stack it up, you stack it all up, for me, man, you're not really going to tell me that Rocky Marciano can whoop everybody, man, and to be the GOAT of the heavyweight division.
Of course not. No. He wouldn't have been able to do nothing. In my opinion, he wouldn't have been able to do nothing with Lennox Lewis or Riddick Bowe.
No. You know what I'm saying? Or Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Or Mike Tyson.
There was such a elevation in like footwork and everything by the time we got to like late 80s and early 90s. Like, yeah, it wasn't the same. But that's why I say from Archie Moore's era, that's why I pick him. Look at what he was doing, you know what I'm saying, at that time. A lot of what he was doing is still used right now.
Without question. The man was brilliant. A lot of, you know what, man, I'm really enjoying waking up in the morning, man, and going to YouTube, cutting on the old, just typing in the old name, just watching what shows up with the old name. Just unbelievable. Angelo Dundee has so much footage on boxing that's just floating around in the space of the cosmos of the game, man. And it's little treasures like that would keep the sport alive, man. And young fighters, right? Or not so young fighters anymore, right? You got time to make up. But hey, look, it's you're only as old as you act and feel, right?
Exactly.
So with you being a student in the game, man, and that's why those guys will never truly die, right? Like Mike Tyson said, you know what I mean? That cussed on them, that these guys don't really die because they're dead, but think about you talking about them.
Yeah,
you talking about them. Yeah. True, man. It's a wonderful lineage, man. We all look forward to seeing you and Darmani Rock lock horns to see who has to go on Showtime on January the 30th, man. We wish you good luck. And you know, good health, man, and just continue to thrive, Marine. And we expect big things from you. Are you friends with Jamel? Do you
Jamel
know
Herring?
Jamel
No.
Herring?
No, I never met him. Never met him or anything.
I met Jamel, man. We got a chance to talk at the in February at the Wilder Fury 2, man. Super good dude, man, and just an absolute example of a Marine, man. I mean, dude, y'all Marines is terrible. Like as a group, but bro, when y'all excel, man, you go to the stratosphere, dog. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. When you see what one motivated Marine can do.
Yeah.
Impressive, man.
You know, and I know he would know what I'm talking about. Like, to be a Marine, you have to be self-motivated too, because I know he know about those 0-400 formations when you you went out the night before, and you gotta will yourself to get up and go on those PT runs. That's self-motivation right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's mental toughness right there. You know what I'm saying? So,
man. And it's one thing to go on those runs. It's another thing not to fall out.
Yeah,
right?
All day.
It's another thing not to fall out. Ain't no falling out, man. Hey, and this here, ladies and gentlemen, is one Marine that will not fall out. Michael Coffie. Like to drink. Strong, right? Man, we wish you nothing but luck, brother. We'll be talking to you real soon, man. We appreciate your business, bro.